We started doing embroidery in my shop 3 months ago with my little Tajima TMEZ single head machine, aka Little Jimmy. And well, embroidery took off quick. It started off with little 12-piece, 25-piece orders and quickly grew into 100-piece, 200-piece, 300-piece orders, and obviously that is not ideal for a single head machine. And well, if you're not pushing forward, you're getting left behind. So I figured it's time to invest in my business and get us a big upgrade. We gotta figure out how to turn this around in here. That's gonna be fun.
Good here, you good here? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, we're in.
We did it.
We're in. Goodbye to Little Jimmy, say hello to Big Jimmy. This is the Tajima TMEZ K1506C. This is a 6-head version of the single head that I was using, but this is the extended version. Being the extended version, this thing has a massive 500mm sewing field between each head. I did not want to get stuck with the smaller version because what if one day someone came in and was like, hey man, I need like a 15-inch wide embroidery on the back of this jacket. Wouldn't be able to do it with the standard version, so I went with the stretch. I think that is a smarter long-term investment. Not super smart short-term because you can see it barely fits in here, but what can you do? I absolutely loved the single head version of this machine. It made it so easy to operate that pretty much anyone can get up and running on it in a short amount of time, push a button, and turn out a great product. So I'm really hoping that this thing does the same for us. But we don't even have time to deal with this thing right now. We're in the middle of a rush order apocalypse. We've got some shirts to print that need a 5-color front, 5-color back, neck labels, the whole deal. A few hundred of them need to be done by tomorrow. So it's Thursday now. I scheduled the tech to come in on Monday, help us set this thing up, get us up and running, so we will reconvene this video on Monday. That was a rough weekend. I got absolutely zero time to myself, but I got that rush order knocked out, caught up on a few others. That's just the shit you gotta do sometimes to, well, be able to afford stuff like this. I also managed to shoot the final video with Lil Jimmy, which is a full review on the single head version of the TMEZ. It's out now. If you're watching this video, go check it out after this one. But we got Derek from RB Digital on his way here right now to come and set this bad boy up. I cannot wait to see this thing running today. So as you can see, this thing takes up a shit ton of space. My shop is pretty small. And we just went over some of the service points, and I was hoping to have this thing butted up against the wall, but that is not gonna be possible because there are some maintenance areas in the back. So we gotta have it out like, I don't know, whatever that is, 2.5 feet from the wall, which kind of sucks. Now we're super crammed here, which means all this stuff has to go back that way, and so on and so forth. I need a bigger shop. Best part, always about buying a new piece of equipment. Oh, yes. Okay, so what's next?
So next, basically just making sure all the needle bars are in a good position, and yeah, timing, all the mechanics, make sure everything's good to go. And yeah,
he's a real descriptive man. Now the fun part of threading this thing, 90 spools of thread. How'd you feel about that?
You know, it was very satisfying, relaxing. I loved it, every moment of it.
This is gonna be your job from now on.
Oh, I can't wait.
We got about halfway. We're not gonna fully thread it today because it's the end of the day. Derek's gonna come back tomorrow and we gotta make some final adjustments to this thing, make sure the hook timing's dialed and a few other little things. So we don't wanna thread it all the way just in case it all has to come back off. But man, that's serious business threading this thing up. 90 spools. That took us, what, probably like an hour to get halfway through it?
Yeah,
So I'm guessing it would probably take about 2 hours between two people to fully thread this machine start to finish. So we're pretty close. We should be up and running tomorrow sometime around lunchtime and knocking out our first job. Final day. Let's get this thing finished up.
So timing, gears, start making shit. And obviously
yeah. Oh yeah, that
dealing with this.
Machine is threaded. That was a pretty long ordeal. I never want to have to do that ever again, but it's ready to go. We're ready to start test stitching. We're gonna put some flats on here to start with. We're gonna test out just a basic design that runs through all 15 of the needles, has multiple stitch types in it. Good shakedown type of test, and then we'll be able to start running an actual job on this thing. Little test with Tajima Man here went great. Came out super clean. We had a few small hiccups along the way, but that's to be expected with starting up a machine for the first time. We could run more tests, but I don't want to do that. The shop's already been shut down for a day and a half setting this thing up. We can't afford that much downtime, so I said, let's just throw a job on this thing and see what happens. So we're gonna throw 6 hats on it and let's hope for the best. So that wasn't my greatest idea. Those hats came out kind of like shit and they're all going in the trash. We've got a few issues going on with the machine so far. Number one is the thread break sensor keeps going off, especially on head number 4, like constantly for no reason at all. So that was one thing that was holding us up. And it seems like the timing is off on the machine a little bit because there are parts of the design where there are like skipped stitches almost, and something's just not adding up here. So we're gonna go back, reset basically everything, reset the timing, bobbin tensions, basically everything we can go over, and see if we can fix this problem. We're gonna run solo with head 4 because that was the one that was giving us the most shit. Hopefully it works this time. If it does, then we know we can start cranking out the other heads and hopefully we got it fixed.
All right, here we go. Work, you bastard. We got a whole letter. 2 letters in a row. Unprecedented. We're in the money. We're at 3. I'm feeling good now.
We're about halfway through. It looks like it's running solid. We've had no errors so far, so I think we're good. We're gonna test every single head individually, make sure they're all dialed, and then try and run that job again and not mess up any more stuff.
8 fucking hours later.
No, fuck. Number 4. Again. And that's 2. Number 5 now. Oh, I got this one. Oh my god.
So I got a little bit too excited too fast because we are still having problems with this thing. We're having tons of false thread break errors going on. It's not just isolated to head 4, it's kind of bouncing around between them, which makes it very hard to narrow down what the problem actually is. It's also completely randomly releasing the thread from the needles on multiple heads, so we have to keep stopping and starting for that. And then we've had a handful of actual thread breaks, which could be a digitizing thing, but with all the other stuff going on with this machine right now, I'm not really banking on that. I'm thinking this guy might be the culprit back here. This is not a complex design and there's not a lot of stitches in it. It's like 3,500, and up until this point we have not been able to run one start to finish without stopping and starting the machine multiple times. We're talking like 5 to 10 times per design, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm starting to reach the max level of my frustration. This is kind of the equivalent of buying a Ferrari, having it delivered, dropped off in your driveway, being able to get in, turn the key and start it, but it won't shift into gear. We're hoping this is something simple like replacing a sensor or something like that. Maybe something got damaged or whatever in shipping. I don't know. That's not my department. Derek left. He's gonna go start doing some research, investigate what the problem could be. He's coming back again tomorrow with a whole bunch of test hats so that we can run through whatever we need to get this thing fixed and running properly. And I now have to work all night after everyone's gone home by myself tonight, tomorrow, the next day, and probably the day after that, because we are now on day 2 of complete downtime. We obviously can't run embroidery, but we also can't run the press, print shirts, prep, do all the other stuff that we need to do while this is going on, because I made the call to film this video right now. I wanted to document this part of the journey. This is a very big step for me and my shop. This was not supposed to take this long. It was supposed to be a lot easier. We're now going on day 3 of setup, but I make the calls here for everybody. I'm the one steering the ship, so it's up to me to make sure we stay on track. I haven't had a single day off or even an evening to myself in over a month now, but like I always say, put in the fucking work. Day 3, hopefully this is the one. So that actually went pretty decent. This design is almost 30,000 stitches, runs through all 15 needles twice, and we only had 4 stops. 2 of them were actual problems, and then 2 false thread breaks this time. So a hell of a lot better than we had yesterday. We made a few small tweaks. We found a couple errors with threading stuff, re-oiled some things, just did very minor tweaks, and it seems like we're on the right track. So we're gonna start refining things down a little bit more, run that same design that was giving problems yesterday, and see what we come up with. That one went super well. We did a couple other tiny little tweaks along the way. We had no issues this time around, so I think it's time to run another legit set of caps on this thing. Hopefully we're on the right track. Hopefully we don't have any more issues, because I don't want to throw away another 6 flex fits, because that shit costs me money.
Holy shit, boys, I think we did it.
It works.
I think it's good. Of course, someone's calling me right now. Fuck off, whoever you are.
That one worked. My stress is slowly being alleviated. This feels so good. We were flawless on that one, so we're gonna set it up for flats one more time just to make sure we are solid with everything, and if this clears, then I'd say we're good to go. I think we're good. We ran a tension test, that was solid, and we ran Tajima Man one more time, which again runs through all 15 needles, a whole bunch of different stitch types, and 0 issues this time around. No false thread breaks, no dumping the thread out of the needle, nothing. It was start to finish perfection. I think I'm feeling pretty good about it now. It's 5 o'clock, so Ed's gone home for the day. Derek had to go to another service call, so it's just me and the machine, and honestly, that's when I work best. No one around, no distractions, just me and this thing figuring shit out together. So I'm gonna run some stuff for a while, make sure this thing is ready for action. did it! I'm feeling real good right now. These last 3 days were so stressful, but that's how you cap it off right there with a big win. I just ran through about 50 pieces, which, mind-boggling, by the way, how fast that went. I couldn't run through 50 pieces in an entire day on the single head. I ran it through 3 different types of hats, flat bill, curved bill, some flex fit, and 0 issues, start to finish. Didn't even have a single thread break, which was pretty awesome. And then I wanted some stuff for myself, so I figured I'd get a little spicy and run a completely brand new, untested Rogue Lab design. This thing we made forever ago, and we haven't had a use for it, and now we finally do. This turned out super awesome. The machine was flawless. This thing was like 11,000 stitches, something like that. I ran it at 700 stitches per minute. No issues whatsoever. They all turned out clean and perfect. So that is a huge sigh of relief for me. This was a big investment, and those first couple of days were feeling a little bit grim, especially going from that single head TMEZ. That thing was amazing. I love that little guy. It was just push a button and go all the time. Easiest machine in the world to operate. To those first couple of days with this thing that you guys watched, I couldn't help but wonder, did I just give up that push a button and go machine? Is this thing gonna be a pain in my ass? And thankfully, that is not the case. This thing, it does take more supervision than the single head, but this still is that push a button and go solution, it seems, and I'm very happy about that. It's crazy to think that 3 months ago, I got that little single head and at the time had 0 embroidery jobs, 0 embroidery clients. It was a brand new thing for us, to now already needing a 6 head and having a crap load of work booked for this thing. This is a big moment for me in my shop. It feels like one of those pivotal moments, like with screen printing when we went from manual to auto. The business just went from here to here super fast, and I feel like the same thing is gonna happen having this in our arsenal. And then keep building brick by brick. Who knows where it's gonna go from here? Shit, 5 years ago, I was in a tiny little basement bedroom with nothing but a hat heat press. So it's pretty crazy that we're already here. I can't wait to see what another few years can do. Big thanks to RB Digital for helping me get this machine into my shop so fast. If you guys want to get any supplies through them, I linked them down below. Use the code LS38 at checkout. You'll get yourself a discount on whatever you want. I've got a lot more embroidery content coming. I'll keep you updated on how this thing's working. We also got to learn some new tricks. I think the next thing I want to try is applique. I've got that laser over there. I think we need to get these machines working together a little bit. Maybe combine this thing with the auto so that we can make some screen printing, embroidery hybrids. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff we can cover. So if you haven't subscribed yet, click the button down below, ding the friggin' bell beside it so you're notified when my videos come out. You're not gonna wanna miss some of the cool stuff we got coming. Smash that thumbs up button for me on your way out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you again in the next one. That should probably be good enough to start the video off, and then boom. Machine rolls in, B-roll, B-roll, coolness, edit. Oh shit.
There's too many big men too close together. First power up. Ooh. Oh, that's anticlimactic.
Suck it in. Just wait till you hit the power outlet at the end. You kind of got to torque to get around it.
Fucking rush order people, man. Worst. We got big budgets for CGI around here. Time to finish thread. We gotta finish threading this. Fuck, why can't I say thread?
This is the steadiest my hands have been in a long time.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna freestyle it.